Right now, we're in store for a great semifinal match. Tough one to tell here, actually. Both are accomplished players. Anu has some great wins to her record. She took out last year's champ, so that's definitely a great victory to add to the resume. And Beck's Kenna, sponsored here by Ox, definitely knows her way around the snooker table. So, frame one, the kickoff. Here we go. Definitely Beck's going for it early on. Kind of nice to see. Got a lot of snooker ahead of us. You'll see that a bit more often than not in these early stages of more longer form matches. The best of threes are always a challenge to really take on some more dangerous shots, but you get into the longer frames in the early stages, you kind of sometimes can afford to take on something a bit difficult. Oh, look out for this. Nice opening red there by Bex. Just disturbed a little bit by some background noise in the room. It's always nice when you can get into the balls early on in a match. Just get that back arm swinging freely. She does have options, it looks like. I don't know if that red actually, that's out in the open on the left side. That one red might block the path, but she does have this red to the right of the two. Just doing some tidying up there. Strand of someone's hair got in her way. So probably able to stun off this red and hopefully come up for the blue. Very nice. Very nice flick on the pink to develop it. on the right side of the blue. Not sure the angle is going to take her down. Just looking at that red that's just open to the right of the bunch. Maybe just ran just a bit too much. Yeah, not really liking it. This might be end of break at 45. Good contribution. See how a new response to this. Unless Bex can make a really fantastic recovery shot. She took her medicine, didn't try and force anything. Knows that the ability of non-new is top notch. Definitely the earlier part of the match, players are fresh, so definitely they're gonna be really wired in, focusing high. Whereas the match, as it gets a little bit later, fatigue can step in and just make your backhand a little bit more nervous. Your eyes get a little tired. Faceman, there has been talk about that. He's inquiring about the speed of the tables, and actually talking to referee Dave Daly, who does play here quite a lot, has commented that they are playing a little bit slow. Obviously with the warmth of the summer months, they do put on the air conditioning, so it might make it a little bit cooler in the room. But one thing is for sure, both players have to play on the same table. Got to run a little bit more. Blue has not come to the rescue for Bex. New does have a mid-range red. Nicely struck. She's got a pot. Now she just needs to put a break together. Yeah, Alex is wondering why you wouldn't put your opponent in after that and off. Maybe Bex felt that she had the advantage. She, just didn't have a great safe shot. But at least she isn't penalized for that mistake. Anu only takes away 1 point. we can call all the shots in the world from the commentary booth and our living room, but sometimes when you're down on the shot, you're playing in a semifinal. There's a lot of factors at play. Aggressively taking that long pot on. Just struggling a little bit on those colors. It's made some nice reds. Anu has, but definitely not shying away from the mid-range pots, that's for sure. And this black is on for Bex. And just having her bridge hand on the cushion just makes it a little bit tougher. Just be a little straight on this green, unfortunately. Well, there's a touch of angle, at least to get her down table. Very nicely done. Yes, Alex mentioned the great Ronnie O'Sullivan. Definitely has some ability, but I hear that he hits about 20,000 balls in practice during a week, so he just keeps that repetitive motion going. Might be tough to hold for the black on this line cut. Yeah, she was thinking about the black. Unfortunately, she's left a relatively easy starter there for Bex. Come off the one cushion, be on the black. She's got a red above the pink that goes into the right middle. This red is Bex's frame ball. It's got an angle on the blue to come back down the table. Like to obviously get rid of another red. Don't give Anu any chance to come back to the table. Get this frame done and dusted rather sooner than later. Yeah, 50-point advantage with 43 on the table. It's only 2 snookers. It's a lovely shot there by Bex. Good done with making it tight, but she left a rather easy red here for Bex, so this should be frame 1 going towards the English woman's way. Wow. That's another big confidence builder there. Good blue with distance. Oh, but she's gone in off there. And Anu is just going to concede there anyway. So Bex Kenna takes that first frame, and we'll just step aside for a quick break and come back with frame 2 after this. Referee Dave Daly has reset the table. And we're just waiting for Anu to return from her comfort break. There she is. And Bex is set to break us off in frame 2. See if she can keep the momentum going. Or if Anu can stop the bleeding and get into this match and get her first frame on the board. It's nice to see that there was some good tactical play in that first frame, but definitely the players weren't shying away from some shots. As this one looks like it's open there. So Anu with the first chance here, right into the left middle. Black is open. This is what Bex did in the previous frame. Anu didn't get here just by luck. She's got some talent behind her. Yeah, talking to Matt Hewitt earlier today, I'm just amazed by the talent pool that just continues to grow in this great championship. Looking for a better split.
16.
Not touching ball. I think that just rolled on just nicely enough for Bex. That cut is thinner than a thin piece of paper there. Really would test her eyes there if she was going to cut this into the side. Maybe it's a little bit more straight on than I think. Yeah, it was thin. Was there a pathway for this red? See a red into the left middle. Looks like. That's when Bex is eyeing up. Be mindful of that black. Interesting. Shot there by Bex. Interesting, both of these players actually decide to put their hair in a ponytail. Whereas we've noticed both have, thick, luscious, wavy hair and long, just like actually Mink and Anye. But Anye and Mink really tie it up tightly, so there's no chance of a hair foul. Yeah, does she have an angle just to stun for that red that's on the left side, just in the open there, into the same pocket where this blue is going to find home? She looks like she's going to follow through. Tough to find out all the angles sometimes on these monitors. Players have the best vantage point right down on the table. It is true, there's some little chat about Beck's Bridge. Really at the end of the day, what is comfortable for you? Like, nobody in their right mind would teach you how to play like the great Alex Hurricane Higgins as he was jumping around on every shot, twitching and turning, but somehow he made it happen. I have a little shot to nothing with this red below the cluster of 5. Click it into the top left pocket. But I don't think that green has come to her rescue. Fortunately, that red just rattled in the jaws. Wow. Could be costly. It's a thin cut for Bex into the left middle. Anu just opting for the safety. Wanted to take on one of those reds into tricky right middle pocket. Containing safety there. Ran on a bit too much for Anu. Bex has kind of a shot to nothing again with this red out in the open. That around just a little too much of it. Would rather have a little flick and then fuller in the face. Stops that cue ball, giving Anu a chance at a long red in the top left corner. Wow, what a shot there. Great long red, developed the black. She could be in business here. It's a little annoyance, obviously, with that red. It's just in your sight line, it just annoys you that much. Definitely thought about it a little there, rattled in the jaws, but did find the bottom of the pocket. This looks rather straight. She's going to have to draw it back to get onto the black. Well, there was a bit of angle actually that she could go off the cushion. Yeah, I gotta do something here. I think she's kind of coming around, taking a look at that red that's on the right of the bunch there. I don't think that red passes that other red into the middle. She's making her opportunities happen for her. Having to negotiate through queuing over a lot of balls. So it might just make it just a little bit more difficult, but it is there. Natural angle is going to take her onto the right side of the blue. No. Maybe just the awkward bridging just was the trouble there. So she's broken down on that 24 break. But leads the frame by 21 points, 40-19. But Bex has got an easy open here. Black in the open. Just playing nice and solid. She thinks she can clip that red. It's just to the right of the pink, into the top right pocket after this. Well, this blue is tough with the cue ball up against the cushion. Some philosophy is obviously about when you're up against the cushion like that. Sometimes when you're doing your feathering and when you're about to shoot, just curl down your back hand. You'll never miss cue. Got a good angle to go into them here off this black. Yeah, she's giving her a chance.
14.
A couple reds, one into the top left, one into the left middle. There's real elementary. Gonna require some great cueing to keep it going. Yeah, some people might say, why not the blue for Bex? But it comes down to its comfort level, that's for sure. If that green had dropped, this red by the pink is on, and Anu is eyeing it. I'd like to come just a little bit lower on that black. Yeah, it made the black just that much more difficult. But now that black has covered up that corner pocket. It's a tough game when you have 6 pockets open, but now just only 5 makes it even more difficult. I should put a bit of side on this shot going on this red. Maybe get 3 cushions behind that brown. Maybe there's a pathway by the black. It's tough to see from this monitor. Looks like Bex thought there was. Oh, this has a great line. Ooh, just a bit pacey. Very nice try by Anu. Although that is exceptionally thin. I don't think she's going to take on that. She might have got a little help from the brown. Just might have taken away the potting angle. Devastating. Looked like, I guess it was there. She just couldn't pull the trigger there. See, the black's not a surefire gimme, that's for sure. There are some balls that could obstruct it, but definitely gonna just make sure the red. That's a way to do it. Find the gap. This tight to the cushion, there might just be a little bit of gap there. If it's tight on the cushion, it makes it that much easier. There might have been a little bit of space. When you got a ball tight to the cushion, the philosophy is hit with your cue ball, hit the object ball and cushion at the same time, and it will just hug that cushion and roll right down to the bottom of the pocket. But if there's even like a millimeter off, it makes that shot just very tricky. Boy, this is a nasty tester. She baited her into taking this red into the right middle. Close second frame here, 42-41 is the scoreline to Bex Kenna of England. And 43 is on the table. That'll do. Don't think there's a gap in between the blue and the green for the angle on that red, and that's a tough one. I think she'll just be kind of taking the left side of this red. She went to the other side. Who doesn't want this to go in? Oh, it was close to an in-off. Been disastrous for the women from India. Fortunate enough, it didn't find the bottom of the pocket. Left Bex rather tight on this top cushion. Wow, that's a great long pot there. Just a little touch finesse shot here. Get her tight to the brown. Well played. Very tricky, those shots from time to time. She had just enough pace that the brown didn't squirt out and give her a chance on the red and actually hit the red, because it's devastating if you miss, because it puts a free ball and a foul in your opponent's hands. It's a good hit by Anu. Hasn't left an easy one for Bex. Wanting to take the pot on, just electing to play safe. 2 points in at 35 on the table. It's anyone's second frame here. Obviously, Bex would like to extend her lead to 2 frames to nothing, and Anu would like to put a frame on the board and tie it at 1. For just a little bit more roll. Those jaws can always help you, but they can hurt you. Thin cut does have to be a little mindful of the in-off going into the yellow pocket. But these players know the right top or bottom to put on the shot just to take away that thought of any kind of in-off. No, this is definitely a tough table. Look at where the green, yellow, and brown, as Mary Ann McConnell likes to call it, the family. Those colors always usually group together. That blue is definitely going to make it more difficult from brown to blue, where it was before. It was rather in the middle of the table, but now the blue, since the green has covered the blue spot, the blue comes on the highest point value available, in this case the black. Yeah, she was fortunate with that double kiss. Safety was always in mind. There's a chance for a couple of cushions getting near the blue here for Bex. She might squeeze up table, create some distance between cue ball and object ball. Nice little rub on that black to slow the momentum of the cue ball. The result is a snooker for Bex Kenna. The longer this frame goes, the more and more I think it's going to just have such an impact. The player that wins this one is going to be probably quite pleased with themselves. Bex will happily take a 2-frame advantage. If Anu can take it, she levels the match, maybe a change in momentum. Very nicely done, but a raise of the hand. Kind of playing that as a shot to nothing, creating some distance, but the result has been something there. And it looks like Tessa Davidson has beat Marianne McConnell in the senior section of this tournament. So another title for Tessa Davidson. So if anyone's tuning in from Fast Eddies, I know she really appreciated that sponsorship money coming her way. And she's done you guys proud by hoisting the title as the senior champion at this U.S. Open. Great pot. Had to negotiate a little bit with that pink and blue. Put it in nicely. Still needs the blue and going green, brown, blue. There's a lot of table to cover there. This is going to be tough to get back down for the blue with this angle, if there is any. Like a Judd Trump special here, just a incredible screwback shot. Well, let's see how Bex's long potting is. She's able to take this brown into the top left corner. It's going to leave her a great opportunity. She trails by 9 points, and there's 22 on the table. She gave it a chance. And hasn't sold out, so that's okay. Anu tries the double here. Just playing safe, creating some distance. Left it open, but this is definitely a tough long pot. If it was to miss, don't see a pathway for Anu. I think she's going to cannon into either black or blue. Smart thinking, don't want to risk anything. This is only the second frame, but going down 2-0 a best of 7 match is tough. Oh, very nicely done. Great brown there. She's got a blue. Deep into the green pocket. She's just going to try and play safe. Maybe find a hiding spot behind that pink or come back behind the black. Tried to get behind the black but couldn't. 13 in it. 18 points on the table. Bex needs a little bit more roll. She's left it out there. New definitely needs blue, and she should take pink as well. Even if the blue drops and she doesn't get the pink, I'm pretty sure Bex will come back to the table. Only needing the one snooker. Well, there's the blue that she needs. And the pink for the frame. Just put all her concentration into this. Just opting for a little safe. Here's the pink that's going to seal this frame. So Anu fights off Bex Kenna and levels this match one frame apiece. We've got a match in the semifinals. Frame 3 will be coming up just after this.
16.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Sorry, it seems like that very exciting second frame, the call of nature hit all of us. So hopefully you're able to take a break out there. But we're back here in frame 3. A frame apiece for both these players. So, good important third frame. Who's going to take the lead? See if Anu can continue that momentum from that last frame win. Very nice. Saving grace. She does have that red over the left middle. Able just to put all her concentration on that blind black cut. Just does she play the stun or just gently roll off the cushion to be on the pink into the opposite middle? She dances around. And in the middle there. The brown off his spot going in and out of bulk on the blue isn't the worst idea. Just gotta negotiate with this red. It's just in her sight line, so it's a little bit of a nuisance. I agree, Roogie Man, 007. Both these players got a frame on the board so they can kind of relax. Both feel like they're in the match. Just a little upset with herself there. Just wanted to come back a few more inches. Be rather a little straighter on this pink. So often than not, we just see that player just like shrug and the head drops a little bit after just not getting prime position after a red. Sure enough, they missed their color ball. We will have a treat coming up in our next frame. Tessa Davidson will be joining me in the booth. Great to hear her insights, senior champion. Kind of hear a bit more of her story. So if you have any questions, get them ready for Tessa Davidson, who joins us in the next frame. Nice cut there. There's not much really after this blue. Yeah, just make sure the points. 5 points is 5 points.
6.
Increasing her lead to 37 points. Didn't want to get into that pink. Stopped all the momentum of her cue ball. Left a few choices there for Bex. Both these players are going to be mindful of where the yellow and pink are. Those are some good hiding spots to get behind if the opportunity presents themselves. Bex might be able to do something here off 3 cushions. Dunn did well to avoid the in-off. Always a threat there on that last shot. Nice cue ball there, tight to the bulk cushion. We forced to Bex to hit one of these, or I mean Anu to hit one of these reds on the left side of the table. Ooh, those double kisses. Pretty sure those plenty of double kisses over there in the Paris Olympics, but not a good time when you're on the snooker table. Brown is just impeding the path for her there. She's having a good look at it. She's just trying to will the angle there. Brown goes for sure. Obviously, she'd like to get on the yellow because it's got a nice angle to shoot her down table. Did go, but unfortunately she canned into the green and snookered herself behind the brown. As you can see, she wasn't too happy with that last shot. Great camera work by our team over here at Ox Billiards, providing lots of angles for all our viewers out there tuning in, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch TV. Ox Billiards page is where you're going to find the great action of this WineCellars.com U.S. Women's Snooker Open of 2024. Awkward bridging she's got. Just made it that much more difficult to negotiate that red cushion, lots of things. So left Bexa easy opener. Bexa's got to get high on this black through that path. The cue ball's got to pull up. It's going to be okay. Yes, Butler McDonald, this is the second semifinal. The finals is scheduled for 4 p.m. But if this goes over its potential, I think there might be just a half an hour break between the conclusion of this match. So if we did go to 4:15 Pacific time, then probably the final would be 4:45. But as we get closer, we'll definitely update you. We want everybody to tune into what's shaping up to be a great final. Good effort, but unfortunately she's gonna a little thin cut. It looks like there's a pathway for that green. Definitely like to get rid of that red by the black sooner than later. I think she's going to come up the top cushion off this green, play with some of those loose reds with the blue. Just short of pace there. Right or red. This has a shot to nothing feel to it. Great pot there. It's ran a bit too much for her. I wanted to pull it up a easier blue. It does have the blue into the top left corner. I think the angle's all right for her to stun into it, and she should be on the red above the pink spot. But it's traveling a lot of distance, that shot, so that's why she's just taking a little peek at the yellow. This blue is her frame ball. I just like to get position on some reds and really bury it. Don't give Bex a chance to come back into this frame. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying there. Dense neck on this. Hopefully she can come up 2 cushions, come up the table. Ooh, ooh. She had the idea there, but that jaw just... It's going to make it a long walk for her back to the chair. Bex does need a snooker. Always chances well of a free ball. Kind of surprised actually she didn't take the red that was below the black spot. Giving Bex hope, but Bex is just sitting in her chair. She concedes that frame. So Anu takes the third frame by a scoreline of 60-4, and we'll step aside for a short break. We'll welcome Tessa Davidson into the group, or into the booth, I should say, the group, and we'll be right back with frame 4. And welcome back, everybody, to the WineCellars.com U.S. Women's Snooker Open of 2024. Bex Kenna set to break off for frame 4, and I have the distinct pleasure to have the U.S. Senior Champion, Tessa Davidson, in the booth. Hello, Tessa.
Hello. Yeah, very pleased to be here.
Excellent. We're glad to have you in the booth. So how are you finding the tournament? First time in the Pacific Northwest?
Yes. Yeah, it's been fantastic. The hospitality from Mike and Jamie at the club has been amazing, and the facilities are really good. The tables are running lovely. and it's been lovely to do a bit of sightseeing as well, fit that in. So I fitted quite a bit into it.
Yeah, I think that's what we're kind of seeing more often than not. You know, it is a large travel for you coming all the way from England. So I think players that do that, they kind of book it as a little vacation as well.
Well, yes, I had to keep it quite short because of the cost, but it's been great to see some of the sights as well, definitely. So Anu's just gone 2-1 up.
And definitely that was a tough semi-final loss, but you rebounded nicely to become the senior champion.
I did, yes. I got over it sufficiently, yeah. Anu's playing very well at the moment. It's lovely cueing there from Anu.
So how did you get into this game of snooker, Tessa? Obviously being a Brit, it's, you know, in the blood there.
My dad taught me and my sister when we were about 12. He was a really good coach, and he managed clubs in London. So we went to stay with him in the summer holidays, and he used to play back in the sort of late 80s, 24/7. It was a fantastic time for snooker.
Mm-hmm.
Very popular then.
8.
So I got the bug from early
Okay.
on.
Yeah, Woogie Man 007 been tuning in all weekend long. Shows you some big support. Really happy to watch you play. And that was actually your quarterfinal match last night was very exciting too.
Yes. Yeah, it went right down to the wire. The first frame I had a 58 break, and she clawed it back to a respotted black, which I lost. So that was quite gutting for the first frame, but I managed to sort of rally and luckily won 3-2.
And then when did it really take shape that, you know, your dad had introduced you to the game, but when did you think of pursuing it competitively?
I started entering 1 or 2 women's tournaments when I was sort of 18, and I went in for the UK at Willie Thorne's club in Leicester in '89, and I was sort of quite a rookie really, and I won it. I beat Stacey Hilliard in the final, and I thought after that, you know, just going straight in and winning the UK, I started to play full time, and throughout my 20s, I played professionally on the women's tour. And there was quite a lot of travel involved, and we were very lucky to go to India a couple of times and Europe, and it was fantastic.
Great to hear. So we do have a question from Mark Williams, but I don't think that Mark Williams, not the professional. But he asks, do you still play the same game as you used to play before your break away from snooker, i.e. technique, shot selection, etc., or how has the game changed in that time that you have noticed?
I think my technique has been quite solid right from the start, from when my dad taught me, and that sort of enabled me to have that foundation to come back to it after a 20-odd year break. I don't think maybe I'm not quite as consistent, but I've got back to a standard that I'm pretty pleased with. You know, I'm knocking in centuries in the club or back at home, and kind of mixing it with the top girls. So yeah, very pleased really.
And you've played in a place where many, many snooker players just dream of playing in. Last spring, you were at the Crucible.
Yes, that was amazing. That was an experience I won't forget for sure.
What do you see as an important factor to grow this great game of snooker?
What, for the women's game?
I think the women's, and I think maybe over as well over here in North America. We're seeing a regrowth in Canada as they had a history of players in the game.
Well, I think more tournaments like this will encourage you need to encourage girls to play, and it will encourage more Americans and Canadians to come and enter the tournament. The more as the years go by, it will hopefully become more popular.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had quite a good entry from the Americans and Canadians, haven't we, this year? So we just need to build on that.
Mm-hmm. It looks like you've kind of rekindled a friendship that you maybe had years ago with Marianne McConnell, or is this the beginning of something?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether I actually played her before. I think that might have been a first today. She was playing a little bit before I started, really. I mean, it was hard for her to come over to the UK all the time and compete. But I saw her on, quite a few occasions back then.
Mm-hmm. We know you took a break to raise a family, which is
Yes.
great to hear.
Yeah.
Do you have boys or girls?
One of each.
One of each. Are
Yeah.
they both cracking snooker players?
Well, no, they're not. They don't. They play pool, and Fred, my son, plays a little bit of snooker, but they're not really not that interested in it. They watch though. They watch me play.
Well, we had a big contingency of people tuning in from Fast Eddie's.
Yes,
Not sure if they're still
yeah.
on the stream.
Yeah, they've been fantastic. Very supportive. I mean, without them, I wouldn't have been able to put the practice in that I do, and to travel over here. They've been amazing with their sponsorship and table time back there. Also, the competition I get from the club players, it's been brilliant. We also have a league team there that I play in, so
Great.
it's thriving.
Good to hear. Whereabouts are you based again in England?
It's near Oxford. It's a town called Banbury,
Okay.
and that's where Fast Eddie's is, in Banbury.
Good to know. Russell Jones is wondering, he's from Wales and he practiced with a lady called Sharon Dixon,
Yes.
who played Lady Snooker. She's 56, so Sharon would be in her 50s. Do you know who Sharon is?
I do. Yeah, Sharon was one of my competitors that back in the day when I played years ago. She was a very good potter, very dangerous player,
Mm-hmm.
very talented. X has got a good chance here. Score a few points. I think she needs to try and get her rhythm back a bit.
Yeah, she was definitely flowing nicely in the first frame.
Yeah,
Then both players are kind of stumbling a little bit through
that's
that
a good
second
shot.
frame.
Nicely cued. So there's a red just below the pack. If she can get on that, if it goes, I can't see 100% whether it goes, but if she can get on it and it goes, then she's got a chance there to open the pack up, develop some more reds. She's tried to get on that, so it obviously does go.
The U.S. Racecourse History Group is wondering if this is the final. It is not. It's the semi-final. Our second of the day. We know that Agni's already in the final. She'll play the winner of this match. It's best of 7, so if you want to get in the final, you got to win 4 frames in this match. It's David Burney in the booth, joined by Tessa Davidson, all the way from England. Very accomplished female player, so if you have any questions. Sorry to interrupt. So much excitement.
Black passes that red.
Foul. 7 bets.
Well, it did, but that went from bad to worse. So what is it about snooker that you enjoy?
Well, the competition.
Okay.
I'm quite competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a fabulous game. It's got so many aspects. There's the safety side. It's a bit like chess.
Mm-hmm.
It requires a lot of skill. So it's very difficult to, be on top form all the time. So it's very challenging. You always feel like you can do better.
I think that's the big thing about the game. That's what keeps bringing you back. You know that
Yeah.
one shot you missed, you know you can make it the next
Yeah.
time.
No, it's been my passion.
Great. Because what is the worst thing about snooker?
Losing.
And are you involved in any coaching, or are you just strictly a player?
I qualified as a level 2 WPBSA coach a couple of years ago. I've done quite a few of the Q zones on the men's tour back in the UK. So that's kind of helping to manage with other coaches a table where all the spectators can have a go at snooker on a proper table like they'll see in the arena. So that's been fun. And in Fast Eddies, I coach some of the kids there. But my other coaching has taken a bit of a backseat because I've been focusing on my competitive play.
Probably know our good friend Chris Lovell.
Yes.
He's a dynamite guy, does a
Yeah.
lot of great work with all the coaches throughout the globe.
Yeah, he does. He manages all the Q zones and sort of directed the coaching, the level 2 coaching course. It's a nice shot, quite tight to the vault cushion. It's quite difficult to get this safe. Find a path back to bulk. It's a good shot.
So has that, very nice, has that green crept into your mind if you're at the table just looking where it is as a nice hiding spot?
Well, it couldn't it? If you get, yes. It's definitely a ball for a snooker behind. Perfect on the bliss.
I was just asking what the high break is. So far, it's 90 with Anyi. She made it yesterday. And Stephen Blackman giving you some congratulations, Tess, on your seniors title.
Thanks, Steve. Steve does my tips for me back home.
Okay.
He's brilliant at it.
Six.
Also handmade by Joe 2020. Giving you some well done wishes. It's tough with some of these
Yes.
handles that people have. We're not sure exactly who they are.
Well, I know. Yes, I know. Handmade by Joe. He supports Bex. Just slightly overdone that one. Still got a nice angle on the brown to come back down for the reds.
Well, let's get in mind of a snooker player right now. If you're a new, what are you thinking right now? You're at the table.
Well, it's a little bit awkward because she's got to come back up for the blue area because the pink and black aren't on their spots. But the reds are out in the open, so she can just focus on one by one here. There's another 3 reds at least that are open in the open. She's just come a little bit far on the blue. Comfort. She can still make it though. Just overcut it slightly.
Value 12.
I've noticed actually a lot in this event. All the women don't really like dilly-dally. You jump around, it's like you see the shot, you go and you attack.
Straight, yes. Yeah. That's a nice shot.
Right now, are you thinking a few shots ahead? Do you just concentrate on the one ahead of you?
She would be thinking about knocking a red out off the cushion because they're not ideal. It's going to be difficult work to make a break here. But if she can't knock a red out, she's going to focus on getting on that open red near the black spot. The balls are definitely placed awkwardly. That one out.
Bill Russell Jones is also wondering if you knew an Irish lady who used to come to Wales in the early days. An Anne Marie? Does that ring a bell? Obviously,
Well, I
doesn't know the
remember
surname.
Anne-Marie Farron, but she wasn't Irish, I don't think. It's a big frame, this one, for both players.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't think she's going to like the result of that. Fan is wanting, Woogie Man 007 is wanting, Tess, if you could play anyone for the first time, who would it be?
Jimmy White.
Jimmy White. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you played many male competitors?
Yeah, I play. I like to play in. I used to play a lot in pro-ams, and now I still play in mixed tournaments, more amateur tournaments back in the UK. So I just like competing, really, and also, of course, in the league. So I'm the only woman in the Oxford League.
Okay. Any rumblings that you might be in the mixed doubles?
Well, that would be lovely. If they opened up, currently it's just a small number of players that play in it. So if they opened it up a little bit more, maybe to the top 8 or 16, then yes, I'd love to play in that. Good shot. She's got a good chance here.
Have you had the chance to play Anu?
Not yet.
Not
no.
yet. Okay. So this is good for your little research
Yes,
mission.
Yeah. I think she's improving every tournament. She seems to be getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely shots.
Yeah, the standard is getting really high in the women's game.
Yeah.
Now,
it is.
Ratoya, your opponent last night, I was.
It's a tough match, that was.
It was tough.
Yeah. So 26 in front. She just needs this red with one more colour. I think she's going to be playing a safety shot here. She's played that very well. Could be a snooker. She's just left it. So just this red and a colour will leave Bex needing snookers. It's a thin cut.
Are you taking it on?
Yes, definitely. Oh, she's overcut it. Where's the white? Oh,
Oh.
that was unlucky.
Mm-hmm.
So what can Bex do with this?
quite a steal if Bex can take this frame. Tied this match at 2 frames apiece, but still a lot of work ahead of her.
Come up a little bit short. She just wanted to be the other side of that blue.
So who do you find the toughest competitor is on the women's tour?
Well, at the moment, I think it's on Yi.
Yeah.
I think she's playing so well. She doesn't miss much at all.
Mm-hmm. And when she misses, she doesn't leave you an easy starter.
No. The green's the tricky ball, isn't it? She hit it hard enough. It's a tricky cut back. It's quite a risk because if she misses it, it's going to stay in the pocket. Safety. Good choice. She got snooker.
It's tough to tell from our angle.
It's a good shot.
Oh, she might leave this.
Good chance now, ran you. So just 2 balls needed to clinch this frame.
Well, 20 in it, 22 on the table. New in the driver's seat right now, but these frames can change in an instant, as we've seen so many times.
She loved this. Got a chance here in the middle.
What are you trying to tell yourself if you're like behind by a bunch and you can see that there is a chance, a slim chance, but what is your mindset?
Well, focus on one ball at a time. That's a good putt. Just making sure of the putt there. That was the right shot to do.
Because I guess if you feel the big task at hand, you could get overwhelmed and that could just cloud your judgment a bit.
Yeah, you just have to take one one shot at a time. Otherwise it can, be a bit overwhelming. Great shots. So Anu takes a 2-frame lead.
Definitely.
And only one frame needed to get into the final.
Yet she's very close to that final, but always the last frame is the more important one to win. We'll see if she can do it when we come back with frame 5. And we're back at the WineCellars.com U.S. Women's Snooker Open of 2024. Important frame here. I knew if she's able to take it, she'll punch her card into the finals, but Bex Kenna wants to prolong this match. And obviously, she would love to see a decider. And she'll be carrying the momentum if we get there. It's David Burney in the booth, and I'm joined by Tessa Davidson, the senior champ, over here on the American side. So if you have any questions for Tessa, does a lot with the game, staunch competitor, and proving to be a great analyst as well in the booth, spotting some great shots.
There's certainly been a lot of great shots to spot. Chance for a long red here for Bex. Beautifully played. So there's a few open reds, so she's got a chance of making a few points here. Good shot. She'll just focus on mopping these few open reds up and not worry too much about going into the pack at this stage. She's going to have to go up to the blue, I think, this.
So interesting in this game when your back is up against it. More often than not, we see players really come out and play well.
It's when you have to really dig in. Oh. That was a good chance.
So do you deviate from the game plan at all? If you're up 3-1, is there maybe shots you take on that you wouldn't have, maybe at a 2-2 or down 3-1?
Yeah, I think you could relax a bit more and go for a few more shots, definitely. I think also, like you were saying, when your back's against the wall, Beck's 3-1 down. She's also going to be going for it a bit, and they could, if they start to go in for her, then the match can still turn around. She was a bit unlucky there. She's not on the pink, I don't think. Just a safety shot now.
Just apologies, we just had to readjust the score there. That is correct.
So the reds are very open here. If she can play a good positional shot off this pink and get well on a red, she's definitely in with a good chance to score a few points.
Well, it looks like our good friend Jamie Hunter is nominating for the Tessa Davidson Commentator Fan Club. She's really enjoying your brilliant, comfortable, and explaining everything exquisitely.
Thank you, Jamie.
Have you played Jamie?
It's the first time. No, I haven't, no. So the black's a little bit tied up, but if she can keep around the pink, that should be sufficient for us to make a good break here.
And is there anything that you say to yourself when you see the opportunity, you see like there's a chance for a big, possibly even frame-winning break? Anything you say to yourself to calm down the
Focus
emotion?
on one ball at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And focus on the pot. Don't try and overcomplicate.
Okay. Well, I don't know, Jamie. I don't think you were nervous in the booth at all when we had you in here a few years ago. I think anybody that comes in is top notch. Tessa Mark Williams is asking, what do you think could help promote the women's game a bit more?
Well, I think more televised matches is going to help just show more people that women, the standard is really improving. A lot of the women's tournaments, there's quite a few hundred breaks being made.
Yeah,
The standard's just getting better and better amongst the women's players, so it just helps to showcase it more, the more we're on telly.
I think that definitely is correct, like getting it out there, getting people to see it, getting little girls inspired
Yes.
to pick up
Yeah.
cues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, I heard like, people were over in North America sometimes complain, well, the women's basketball, the WNBA, is not getting these big salaries. But then you talk to some of these people and they don't watch it. So, you got to support something if you want to
Yeah.
see it grow.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand. If once the prize money goes up more, then that's going to encourage younger girls to take the game up. I mean, it's starting to increase, but it needs to be a bit better, I think.
Yeah, I think as more and more we get more numbers watching this exciting game, more corporate sponsorship will be like, hey, what's this all about? Might want to tune in and toss a few bucks.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Louise and Laurie just saying congrats on my win. Thank you very much. Some friends from England.
Fantastic. It's got a little messy down here at the top end of the table.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of tension out there at the moment, I think.
Yeah, just looking at the audience, everyone is just glued onto the table over here. They know the importance of this match.
Yeah. So this is a big shot. Beautifully cued. Right in the middle of the pocket.
Well, Jamie, I'm wearing my WWS colors today. Full purple suit today. The maroon is back home in Canada.
You're looking very dapper, I must say.
Oh, I thank you.
I don't know if she has an angle here ready to go into these reds. I don't think any go into the corner pocket, so she might have to just play the pink and another safety shot off it. So I think that's her plan. It's not bad.
Looks like Tess, you have Jason, the Thai fan, in here. Does that ring a bell? You've been over to Thailand to play?
Yes, we played in Thailand in the World Championships a couple of years ago in Bangkok, which was a fantastic experience. last year, of course, it was held in Changping in China. So we get to travel about a bit
Great.
on the women's tour.
And that's a good point there, Jamie. Thanks for chiming in. It's just the permission to stream from the WST, the World Snooker Tour, as it can overlap the main tour. But hopefully, people can continue to talk, and we don't double up on events. I know coming in September 6th to 8th is going to be the Women's UK Championship up in Leeds, I believe.
Yes.
Great to hear.
Yeah, that's a great venue.
I think if you just search on the World Women's Snooker site, you should be able to find a list of all the tournaments. And as they get closer, I know Matt Hewitt does a great job of updating it, and usually puts update if it is going to be streamed and where to find it.
Yes, and although we're showcasing our top players here, there's if you enter a women's tournament, then there's all standards. So it's not something to be intimidated about. So everyone's welcome, and there's a round robin to start with, so you can get lots of matches. And there's like I said, there's all standards, so everyone can have a good experience.
Bex. But you know what is honestly what I've seen a beautiful thing in this tournament is there is, high ranked players in this event, some lower ranked players, some players that even have picked up a queue, a snooker queue. And you more experienced players are doing a great job of kind of just mentoring. Like, in the early stages, you might see that you have an opponent that you're probably going to beat. So you're not like really charging the foul. You might say, hey, just so you know, like your shirt did touch a ball, that's going to be a foul. So,
well, we want to make it a good experience for everyone, regardless of the standard, and encourage people to come and give it a go, really.
It's a wonderful job all of you are doing. I really appreciate it. It's about growing, not going, haha, I'm better than you.
Yeah, definitely. So she's 80. She'll probably play the red into the black here and run the white up the table, hopefully guessing a snooker. That'll be in her mind. Which she's got. She's got Bex in quite a bit of trouble here now. And he's 18 points in front. So there's a chance now. Tricky across the table, but definitely a chance. It's a big shot, this is.
Mm-hmm.
Taking her time. Right in the middle.
Didn't even need a jaw to think about it.
No.
I think Jamie also alluding just to exposure, and that's just the key. I tell some people back in Canada, I'm going to Seattle to commentate on a snooker event. They're like, snooker? Is this a dirty party trick that I don't know about?
Yeah.
So.
Well, as word spreads, it's going to grow snooker for sure.
Mm-hmm.
in this part of the world. So 22 points in front now. She just needs 2 balls to go into the final.
It's
She's
looking
played that well.
looking very promising.
So Bex now needs 1 snooker. Sorry, 2 snookers.
Yeah, black isn't in the worst of spots, but she can put this brown. And I don't know if Bex is going to come back.
Yeah. Should clinch it.
It's going to be a global final here at the U.S. Open. A woman from Hong Kong, and it looks like a woman from India.
Bex is still coming back to the table. On the difference. Three snookers needed. The black's not in a bad position for snookers, I have to say.
Sometimes you just need a little bit of patience. You know, you don't see it right now, but it's correct. Happy Wonder. A lot of usually people tune into Snooker to see the high breaks. They sometimes can't understand the importance of a great safety exchange. But that's why we're here to educate everybody, new and old.
Yes, that's what's so wonderful about it. It really is like a game of chess at times.
Mm-hmm.
It's knowing when to attack and when to play defensively.
You just have that switch in your head, defensive, and then flick the switch, turn to offense, and back to defense.
Exactly.
Many snooker players have a scrambled brain.
So I think Anu will be having a go at this. Now here's an easy snooker for Anu. We just put Bex under a little bit more pressure.
It's always a good thing if your opponent needs snookers, put them in a snooker. Oh,
I think. Oh,
might be handshakes there. Yes, round of applause there. It's Anupama Ramachandran, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, has moved on to the finals with a 4-1 victory over Bex Kenna. We're going to be coming back at 4 o'clock for that final of this WineCellars.com U.S. Women's Snooker Open of 2024. Tessa, it's been fantastic having you in the booth.
thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Definitely do come back and pay a visit. I hope everybody out there enjoyed. Just a note on the commentary. We are trying definitely to get more women's events with commentators. It's just sometimes when they arrive at certain venues, there can be tough language barriers. So baby steps, we're working on it, but we're glad that you're all tuning in to this great championship, and we'll see you back here at 4 p.m., 4:30. I'm just being corrected by our streaming director. 4:30 Pacific time out here on the West Coast. Tune in for what's fitting to be an exciting final. Take care, everybody.